Okay, so Philippi. Our battle reward is 1 career point, 3 reputation, 52,000 bucks, 3,200 men. You'll notice, despite the fact that Zook got promoted, I didn't get his unit. I didn't receive his infantry brigade, so all I have is Loomis, and he's a major. The next upcoming battle is a distress call, which, as I recall, is an attack. Yeah, it's the attack where you have to. It's on the map with the 2 forts, and you have to attack your way into those 2 forts. Theoretically, I can bring 8 brigades. I'm not entirely certain it would even be possible to create 8 brigades for this mission. So Flavius Aetius this time around, he ended up with artillery specialization, which is +5 firearms, +5 accuracy, and -5 reloading time, and training. This is not a bad set of general attributes, particularly for the Union, as the training comes in very handy in improving your units. So what I'm going to do is push AO. Okay, so Loomis was a stamina star, so that's actually good. Unfortunately, it's not very large. We're going to need a cavalry brigade.
Yes, sir.
Oh, and what's available? In the store, we have 2,000 palmettos, 6 10-pounder ordnances, and John Gibbon. I have 8 reputation to spend. Let's take a look at the armory. Yeah, so Union really not having a shortage of guns, although buying them might be expensive. Some of the nicer guns may be less available, but we'll see. I've already got the ability to build out a 262-man sniper unit, assuming I can afford that. It'll cost me 25,000 to do it. It's pretty substantial numbers on the cavalry weapons as well. And of course, artillery is a big pile of amazing. All right.
Yes, sir.
Fortunately, the barracks, it looks like we have 3 generals and 1 colonel. So for the cavalry, we'll create the division. And then, yeah. The cheapest lieutenant colonel we can get. It's going to cost me 30,000 bucks to build a full-strength melee cavalry unit, but I think it's going to be necessary. Loses a little bit of efficiency because of the poor officer ranks. That is the best I can do. It's 2 brigades, one of which is under strength, both armed with 1842s, and 1 cavalry brigade. Cavalry brigade might be too expensive. And doing this even makes him lose his 1 star. So let's do this. It's gonna cost me 20 grand just to get him up to. I'm tempted to just disband this guy entirely. He's gonna lose his 1-star status. That's not terrible. What I'm trying to do is get him up to 500 veterans. Apply just enough veterans, if it's possible, to get him to 1,000 without losing his star. Okay, that we can do. The reason I'm considering smaller units here is because if I don't want to pay for officers, the smaller units don't take efficiency penalties from the lower rank officers. So I think it might be better to create 3 1,000 man brigades than it would be to create 2 1,500 man brigades because of the efficiency penalties. And then let's see what we can do with I'm going to put a brigadier general in, I think, as a put Brewster in as the division commander. It's probably worth the 5 grand. Let's see if there's anything I can sell. I've got some palmettos. They're only worth $6. Selling them only give me 1,600. We're going to use them anyway, so that's not particularly helpful. The 1855s we're going to use. There's some Colts here we could sell, but that's, what, $600? There's nothing. Both of those artillery pieces we're probably going to use. In fact, the Colts... because we already have some. No, too expensive. What we could do is create a skirmisher cavalry unit that would be significantly larger. Problem is the skirmisher cavalry early in the game is not particularly useful. Not for this because they can't run people down. But a melee cavalry unit of this size can be effective, which you just saw in Philippi. On the other hand, they can be suicidal as well. think it would actually be worth selling everything off that I can, even if though I have to, I'll take a hit later to rebuy it, but it'll get me more men in that unit, and that will help them survive. We're actually out of recruits. So that's the best I can do is 548. Which means I probably don't want to sell some of that equipment. So yeah, we'll reload. Alright, career AO. Double check this. I might want to use these. I'm because of what happened in my legendary Confederate run. I'm really loath to grab these weapons, but it would get me more troops. So I think we pushed him up to 600 veterans. Maybe 1,000. Those guys. Those guys. Notice that I'm paying for these majors. They're not coming in for free, but I think that's okay, especially since I'm going with the smaller units. It keeps the units cheaper. This actually makes me wonder if I shouldn't go with 2 infantry brigades, a cavalry brigade, and an artillery brigade to save on men. Maybe even 2 artillery brigades. Yeah, okay. Reload! That's 600. So 580? I think it was 580. Make it a little bit cheaper. No, it definitely wasn't 580. Oh no, but to 1,000. Yeah. New unit. Could do 6-pounders. There's some Napoleons in the shop. I think I'm going to stick with 6-pounders. They're cheap. I can get them up to 6 guns relatively easily. It doesn't tax the captain. And captains are cheap. And then potentially one full-size division of cavalry. Nope, not quite. Maybe. Go back to the armory.
Yes, sir!
675 men. I think it's probably good enough. We have no supply, but that's not too surprising. Yeah, okay. I guess this is what we're going with. 2 infantry brigades, 1 artillery brigade, and 1 melee cavalry brigade. Go ahead and rename these guys. Technically these are grenadiers, but they're going to be converted to rifles, so leave them as rifles. I'm going to treat them as rifles. We'll save it. And that's it. Thanks for watching.